You guys know what time it is. It's time to rock. All right. I'm just kidding. That was weird. But here we are, 11:01, Friday, August 4th. I will be moving to Miami in 5 days. It's fucking wild. I'm gonna grab something, guys. Let's get into today's show. And today's show is gonna be a fun one. Or I hope it will be, because we do have things that we want to talk about. Terrence Williams sentenced to 10 years. We got some training camp deals. The Charlotte Hornets, the Utah Jazz. We'll get some off-season recaps of them today. And with that being said, I think it'll definitely be interesting to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you guys think? But yes, Terrence Williams in prison, pretty crazy stuff. But let me just share this, and I think it's cool how everything goes. We live. Boom. There we go. So let's get right into this. Who up in the chat? Arjun, how's Brett Favre not in jail? I think the whole reason Brett Favre's not in jail, if we're gonna tie this in with Terrence Williams. I said Terrence man. So let's pull up Terrence Williams. Brett Favre's in jail because he wasn't directly involved. From my understanding, this is so funny. One of my friends' high school girlfriend is a volleyball player at Southern Mississippi. So we were just talking about, you know, he was telling me about his girlfriend, how she was trying to make it in D1 volleyball, and like how his like senior year they wrote letters to like every D1 college. And then the story ended with her going to Southern Mississippi, and I just turned to him and was like, "Oh, she plays in an arena for poor people." We started laughing. He's just told me a story. It's just about like how people were protesting and stuff, and then like it was just like people stopped like coming at them because they tried to make it public. I don't even know the definition, but the reason Brett Favre's not in jail is because he like indirectly didn't know, but knew. Like he basically thought he was just doing what other people do, is like haggle and push things along. Like he knew the money wasn't coming from somewhere solid, but he didn't think he was taking it. He didn't directly know he was the money that he was asking for was coming out of the welfare fund. He just thought he was using his power as, a celebrity to help his alma mater and his daughter's volleyball program get a new arena. And he just thought he was using his connections just to push through to get, stuff done, because the way the bylaws at the University of Southern Mississippi, they had to have cash in hand to start any project. So we got 1 second.
Hello. Is it me you're looking for? Oh my god, Arjun Baba's in the chat. I have Cyro. Arjun's in the chat.
Yeah, he asked how Brett Favre. Well, we're talking about Terrence Williams. Before we got into the Terrence Williams discussion, he asked how Brett Favre's not in jail. So I explained.
Brett
But
Favre,
now we're gonna.
Brett Favre might
What?
just be a big dumbass. But do you want to do? I have our potential first giveaway ever on this. Should I do it?
What's your giveaway?
It's gonna be a mystery box of. There's a toothbrush. That's all I'll tell you that's in here. But it's a mystery box.
Good for you, bud.
It's the dentist. The goodie bag.
That's nice.
No cavities. All right, yeah, I gotta drive home. I don't know how to get home. So.
No, drive home, and if you want, hop on. You're cool if you don't.
All right. So, yeah.
All right. I'll run through some stuff. All right. Let's talk about Terrence Williams. So, I don't know if you guys have been following this storyline. It's pretty wild. So, let me get into the details of it. Terrence Williams was sentenced to 10 years in prison for his role in defrauding the NBA's health and welfare benefit plan. Williams was ordered to forfeit over $650,000 and pay $2.5 million in restitution as a punishment. The scheme generated profits through making claims for fictitious medical and dental expenses. Williams pled guilty to conspiracy to commit healthcare fraud, wire fraud, and aggravated identity theft. He also supposedly, intimidated a witness to continue his conspiracy. 13 players have pled guilty so far in the case. It's pretty freaking crazy. We'll get into more details right here. The prosecutor said fraudulent invoices were created that they were to get like the money back. And this is a guy who they supposedly did this between 2017 and 2021 in California and Washington State. Williams was a guy who was drafted 11th overall in 2009, played 4 years with the Nets, Boston Celtics, Houston Rockets, Sacramento Kings. He's been sentenced to 10 years. And of those who have been sentenced, many of them received time served or probation, meaning they didn't go to prison. At least 10 of the ex-players paid kickbacks, totaling to $230,000 to Terrence Williams. So Terrence Williams would basically hook them up with the payments, and then what would happen is they would basically give him a kickback. So if they got like $230,000, he would probably get like 23,000, like 10% of it. Is usually how it goes. It's just like, so it's definitely interesting to see how that goes. I'm very curious to see how this all turns out, because it is an interesting thing that I think, as a whole, we haven't really seen happen, because I feel like most of us like don't think about healthcare fraud, okay? And not that, yeah, like this is something that people need to just be aware of. Like, happens a lot more than you think. Way more than you think. Okay? Way more. Now let's go over quick signings. Nate Hinton, great pass, defensive first guy. Matthew Mayer, both got training camp deals, affiliate contracts, which are Exhibit 10s. We heard Montrezl Harrell is more than likely to stay on the roster this upcoming year. Dmitro Skapinsev, and Obadiah Noel both got also Exhibit 10 deals. And for the same thing with the guys for the Rockets, these guys, like for the Knicks, if they don't make the Knicks roster, they will join the Winchester Knicks of the G League if they don't make the NBA roster out of training camp. The other day, I don't know if we mentioned that Ron DeSantis got a $500,000 contribution from the Orlando Magic, and the NBA Player Association has came out and condemned it, because NBA governors and personnel have the right to express their personal political views through donations and statements. However, because the contributions are made on behalf of the entire team using money through the labor of its employees, it is incumbent upon the team governors to consider the diverse values and perspectives of staff and players, as the Magic's donation does not represent player support for the recipient, end quote, they put out. I thought that was cool. John Wall denied negotiating with the Italian club Armani Milan. He said it's false news. We also saw that he was on the Southeast, is it the Southeast Melbourne United or something like that? So there's that team also. And Derek White is allegedly open to a contract extension, which is cool to hear. So we're probably going to hop into what we've been doing lately, these little recaps, which I think we all have enjoyed them so far. We did the Thunder the other day, and now the Thunder and Knicks yesterday. So that was fun. Now we'll probably get into the Utah Jazz this week, and as well as the Charlotte Hornets, I think, was the other team that we discussed. So I think that's the other interesting team to see what they're going to be doing. And we'll probably start off with the Hornets, just because I think we all agree that the Hornets are an interesting team. to say the least. 11-11, by the way, if you're in the East Coast, make a wish. But I don't know. I think it's definitely with the way everything's playing out currently. It's definitely interesting to see how, how it's being presented. So let's go over here and talk about the Charlotte Hornets. So with this team, it's definitely going to be interesting. So the Charlotte Hornets, they drafted Brandon Miller with the second pick, regardless if you thought they should have got Scoot Henderson or Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller seems like he has a high floor. Miles Bridges was re-signed to a one-year deal. PJ Washington's supposedly going to come back, but he has yet to be signed. Nick Smith was drafted 27th overall. Amari Bailey 41st. And Dennis Smith Jr. left. Those were like the key moves that they had. And the Hornets' current roster heading into training camp is rounding up. Right now, I believe they have 14 guys under roster: Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier, LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, Cody Martin, Nick Richards, James Bouknight, Mark Williams, Kai Jones, Nick Smith Jr., Kobe Simmons, JT Thor, Bryce McGowens. And then on two ways, they got Leaky Black and Amari Bailey. They have one more two-way. They have Kelly Oubre and PJ Washington and Teo Maledon as their three free agents from last year that they could bring back. I believe Teo cannot be on a two-way because he's had 3 years of NBA service. And I don't know if they're going to bring back Oubre. I really don't. I really, really don't know. And yeah, let me correct myself. Yeah, Teo Maledon has played 3 seasons, so he cannot be on a two-way. So they'd have to actually bring him back. But the big thing is I don't think they've done enough for LaMelo Ball. Okay? Yeah. Miles Bridges returning is all nice. And, Brandon Miller, like their starting lineup of Terry Rozier, LaMelo Ball, Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, and Mark Williams ain't that bad. And I think it's a decent supporting cast around LaMelo Ball. But I don't know. Like, if Miles Bridges looks like the guy he was, then you definitely have a running mate for him. But the Hornets did have a lot of problems last year. They didn't have a lot of talent. Like, dude, I literally predicted that Kelly Oubre was going to be a 20-point scorer because they had no one else to be a 20-point scorer. But they were the worst offensive team in the league. So, and that this team was better defensively than offensively. And I get LaMelo Ball was hurt this past year. Like, they need Brandon Miller to look like a star, especially if Scoot Henderson blows him out of the water in comparison his rookie year. I don't know. Look, this team, okay, as I take a sip of my Red Bull, it just seems like it's weird. I've also poked around, and I've heard that Steve Clifford only signed a 2-year deal. He was basically a clipboard holder for 2 years, as they got screwed over the Kenny Atkinson thing. I don't know. It's been a quiet offseason for them. Letting Dennis Smith Jr. walk sucked, and I understand that, I don't know. Like, the free agent market was thin and all, but Charlotte didn't do much. And I understand getting Brandon next to LaMelo was the better fit. But bringing back, Miles Bridges is interesting because is he the same player from 2 years ago? Can you trust him? Those are all things, but the 1-year commitment is relatively cheap. Extending LaMelo was smart. They had to do that. They got it. And he's well worth the risk. He's the cornerstone of your franchise. So I get that. But this was a team that when we went into the offseason, we knew who they were going to draft. But they went to the free agency. They brought back Miles, but PJ, it's weird because they have the expiring salary of Gordon Hayward, but they haven't been able to offload it. Kobe Simmons and JT Thor were non-guaranteed salaries that I think are guaranteed now. We'll get a confirmation of that in a sec. it was just interesting because PJ Washington's arguably like after Miles Bridges is now the Charlotte's remaining top free agent. The Hornets could bring him back, which seems like they are on the $8.5 million qualifying offer. And he saw his usage rate go up with the absence of Bridges, and his scoring went up, but his efficiency didn't raise. So it's going to be interesting because should you pay PJ Washington the same amount of Wendell Carter Jr., Brandon Clark, and Bobby Portis? Is it worth it? And they just waived Xavier Sneed. They do still have that trade exception that expires on February 9th, 2024 of Jalen McDaniels. And I don't know. I'm surprised that they haven't looked for a deal for Gordon Hayward to try to pick him up, send him somewhere, just to get other players. Like, for example, you need a backup center, maybe get a mentor. Use Gordon Hayward's contract and maybe attach like several second round picks for Josip Nurkic and Naz Little. And you get off of Gordon Hayward's expiring deal. And then, yeah, you have Josip Nurkic for another year, but you got yourself Naz Little, who's a good complementary fit. And Nurkic and Mark Williams isn't a bad rotation. And Nurkic's contracts will end before you have to pay Mark Williams. And you have Nurkic mentor Mark Williams, which I feel like is a good deal with Gordon Hayward being on an expiring deal. So then that just opens up the salary cap for the, Charlotte Hornets. So I think that one's definitely an interesting one when you look at it on the whole. But yeah, I think it was a solid offseason by the Hornets in terms of what little that they did. I don't think they did any bad moves, but it's not like they did anything crazy. They are running back the same team, which is like you can see it however you want, but there was worse things that they could have done instead of what they did do. And I think they chose the safe route, which was continuity, which I think there was, again, worse things that they could have done. So let me hear your thoughts down below. What do you guys think of all that? Let's hop into the next team, the Utah Jazz, which I think we all will agree have been one of the more interesting teams this past year. And rightfully so. The Utah Jazz this offseason, I said they had a good offseason. They got themselves John Collins, who you guys know, I'm actually a big fan of John Collins. And I know a lot of people actually talked very well of John Collins at the Summer League. I talked to former Atlanta Hawks staffers with Nate McMillan's staff. And they spoke very well of John Collins and said that, really the trade rumors had meant he was, mentally in a bad place. Really bad. The draft pick of Taylor Hendricks is great. This guy has, what we thought Jonathan Isaac could be potential. Keontae George looked like a dog at Summer League. Cool guy. Plays great. Ugh. Dude, he's being compared to Eric Gordon. I think Eric Gordon's his floor. I think he'd be better than Bree Sensabaugh. I thought that was a good offensive pick, thick guy. I think he's going to play a different position in the NBA than college. I really do. I think they're going to try to put him in a Royce O'Neal role. Omer, year 7. I thought that was a solid pickup. You got rid of Damian Jones, and you got Omer. You got rid of Rudy Gay and Brendan Carey. Again, I thought those were good moves. And yeah, so I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Also, I heard a crazy Luka Šamanić story about when he was in the G League, and he supposedly this was during COVID when he had to wear masks, and supposedly he showed up with his mask on and just refused to play because he was hungover as hell. And suppose he's crazy, bad crazy. Also, their two-way contracts are filled up. Micah Potter looks great, and I heard really good stuff about him, especially from coaches and scouts and agents. Micah Potter, Johnny Juzang, and Joey Hauser are their two-way guys. The current roster's done. It's set. They've got 15 players. They got their two ways. This is your Utah Jazz team. John Collins, Jordan Clarkson, Colin Sexton, Larry Markin, and Kelly Olynyk, Taylor Hendricks, Taylor Horton Tucker. That threw me through a whirl. Ochai Agbaji, Keontae George, Monty Fontecchio, Walker Kessler, Omer Year 7, Chris Dunn, Bree Sensabaugh, and Luka Šamanić. Now, let me see if there's any guarantee dates you guys should be aware of. So Luka Šamanić has no guaranteed money this year, and it became increased to $400,000 guaranteed because he wasn't waived July 18th, and the contract becomes $600,000 guaranteed if he's not waived after training camp. So right now he's on his way to making the roster, it seems like, and I think that's what you want to hear. Now, if we're just gonna predict real quickly the starting lineup for this year's Utah Jazz. Personally, I think we're looking at, starting. They ended the year with Taylor Horton Tucker, with Jordan Clarkson, Larry Markkinen, and Walker Kessler out there. So I think the starting lineup: Walker Kessler, John Collins, Larry Markkinen, Jordan Clarkson, and Horton Tucker. Then Colin Sexton, Ochai Agbaji, Luka Šamanić, Simone Fontecchio, Kelly Olynyk will be the first couple guys off the bench. Then it'll be Chris Dunn, Simone Fontecchio, and Taylor Hendricks with Omar Year-7, and then Keontae George, Joey Hauser, Johnny Juzang, Bruce Sensabaugh, Michael Potter will all be break the glass type guys. And for me, when I look at this team, I think it's definitely interesting because the Jazz aren't tanking. But, what are they? I think is the big question, okay? The Utah Jazz did not tank last season, and they still ended up with great draft picks. And I think right now they have a treasure chest of draft picks they are able to benefit from. I like the addition of John Collins, but it was a weird trade because he's someone they've been eyeing for a while, and it ensures that Lauri Markkinen is going to continue playing the 3. And the team's competitiveness definitely wasn't the same at the end of the season as it was at the beginning. But they definitely have more talent and depth, than last year. But I still think it's a strange roster in terms of how it's built. So I think it was a good offseason, but like y'all say, they're probably fighting for a playoff spot. Who knows? I'm definitely curious to see. They're in an interesting juxtaposition. And I think if they're really bad this year, they could blow it up. But if they're really good, they might try to go out and fish for a superstar and be a team that blows out any other team's offer. Because I think that's possible. But who knows? Who knows with the Utah Jazz? Danny Ainge is a crazy man. And you never know with a guy like that. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts. And that's the end of that subject. Now let's see if there's anything else we can talk about. It's been really slow, guys. Dexter Dennis. Dexter Dennis literally just signed with the Dallas Mavericks on Exhibit 10. Didn't expect that. Jabari Parker. Okay. So this one's going to be interesting, guys. And if you guys haven't been following, right, so let me tell you about this. Jabari Parker right now might be going over to Barcelona. Yep. Barcelona. Okay. Let's talk about this. This is low-key wild. I didn't expect this to be news for today. Okay, I'll be honest. Let me pull up this about Jabari Parker. Over here, Jabari freaking Parker. So this one's a bit interesting if you guys haven't been following it along is Jabari Parker was supposed to go play Summer League. So Jabari Parker was supposed to play Summer League with the Phoenix Suns, I think it was. Yes. What had happened was Jabari Parker was supposed to play with the Phoenix Suns in Summer League, and he ended up not playing because of personal matters, allegedly. That was the excuse he had given, and he didn't play in Summer League. And he had worked out with the Phoenix Suns. And what ended up happening was he just was a no-show. And I remember I was searching about it, and nobody really knew. I remember a tweet was just put out that he wasn't going to be playing it. And I think I was just as surprised as anybody else. All right, that Jabari Parker, after it being announced that he was going to be part of the team, wasn't going to play. But now Jabari Parker, 28 years old, the former number 2 overall draft pick in the 2014 NBA draft, has passed a medical checkup today with FC Barcelona regarding as a possible signing to become Nikola Mirotic's replacement at power forward. And if you guys don't know, they just recently signed Joel Pera to like a 2-year deal, and I'm pretty sure they brought in the Hernan Gomez brothers at Barcelona, which is all strange because this is a team that they basically terminated Mirotic's contract, and they got rid of a lot of guys on their team because they had to reduce their budget by 20 or 30%. So it's definitely weird that we're seeing that Jabari Parker basically probably said, guess what? I'm not going to play in NBA Summer League, because once he went to the workout, he probably did a good workout for the Phoenix Suns, and they were like, okay, now we want to see you play for us. So there might have been other scouts or team personnel at this workout, and they probably, after heard that he was going to sign with the Summer League team, he probably started getting in contact with Euro teams and overseas teams that were probably like, hey, don't play for the Summer League. We'll go over. And that one of those teams were probably, the Barcelona, where they're like, hey, we're doing a reduced deal, we're reducing our salary. We can't offer you a big deal, but an NBA contract is going to be only like $1 million after tax. So how about we give you a tax-free 1.2 or 1.5 million dollar? You come back and rejuvenate your career here in Spain. Still, even if you're not the athletic guy you used to be, you're still an athletic specimen in comparison to the rest of Europe, which I think was a good signing. Thoughts? What do you think, Jackson?
Was that a video?
Huh?
Is that I mean, I don't really care for EuroLeague basketball personally, but good for him. I'll watch a highlight if he plays there. Get back to the NBA hopefully one day. His career almost 15-point per game score. What could have been with him, Giannis, and Chris Middleton if they just Good for Jabari. I mean, he was with Boston a couple of years ago, but he hasn't played in. I don't even remember the last time Jabari played meaningful basketball. They got a crotch.
It's the show's mascot. Aren't you the NBA show's mascot? She says yes. She said, "I'll pan to camera."
Pan to camera. Yeah, Jabari got drafted by the Bucks. Do you remember who went 1 in 2014?
Yes, Andrew Wiggins.
Is that Bennett?
Yes.
Oh, that
Wiggins.
was Wiggins year?
Yeah.
What year was Bennett?
The year before, 2013.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Summer League, man, that's kind of crazy. I would have been down to see it, obviously, and he could have balled out, and some team gives him an opportunity. But I wonder, has he been in the G League the last couple of years? I haven't heard of Jabari Parker in a couple of years, so I'm curious if he was with the G League. Jeez, dude, Anthony Bennett fucking sucked.
Let's
this
get
guy
some
played on 4 teams, dude, in 4 years. For the number 1 draft pick.
Yeah.
That's insane. I'd become an alcoholic or a drug addict. I don't know how I could deal with that.
Did you see what that was?
Taylor Swift is such a.
I want to go to
gauge on her.
Dude, I don't know. My girlfriend just went to her concert. Like her mom and her spent like I think like $600 on seat. She said it was the greatest concert she's ever been to. Like, look how dope this is. I don't even know any Taylor Swift songs.
I mean, I don't believe that.
What? No. She said it was
amazing.
You don't
believe any Taylor Swift songs?
I know one where it's like, you wear high heels, I wear a short skirt.
That's Love Story. Dude, what's weird is Taylor Swift has been big. She's been big my whole life, it feels like. Or
if I met Taylor Swift, I would be like, hi. Like
I don't get why everyone's losing their shit at Taylor Swift. She's been around my whole life. She's always been big. She's always been famous. She's always been talented.
She's touring for the first time in like 4 years or 5 years.
4 years?
No.
Oh my goodness.
And she's paying all this out of pocket, and she's going to arenas, and like she like supposedly these shows are like insane. And like I remember my girlfriend's show.
I mean, that looked like a sold out.
Yeah, no, they're all sold out. Like football arenas, like 80,000 people sold, like 100,000. Yeah, and they do it also on the field, like seats everywhere, and they end every show with like a fireworks show.
I just don't get why. I love Taylor Swift. I love old Taylor Swift. I haven't listened to new Taylor. I'm sure she's still very good.
I've never listened to Taylor Swift besides if they're played at a bar or a party. I don't know the words to any of her songs.
Who's another artist who gets this kind of
Drake, Beyonce?
But are that many people like when Drake tours? I don't see people like.
Well, Drake right now
because they saw Drake play live.
Right now, Drake has his. You haven't seen what Drake's been doing lately? The bra thing.
No.
So Drake now, girls have. Let me pull it up. Drake 30.
People paying attention to Drake's day-to-day life.
So okay, right here. So Drake has been getting thrown like bras lately at him, and
poor guy.
Right here. So okay. I'm trying to find.
Is he touring too?
Yeah, he's
playing. So why is no one losing their shit that Drake's touring?
They are. Let me show you Drake.
I haven't seen it. I've seen every girl I know, it feels like, talk about or go to a Taylor Swift concert.
Drake tours all the time. Drake tours all the time. But
you know who Taylor Swift's a good comparison is like Morgan Wallen. Like apparently everybody loves Morgan Wallen and everybody's seeing Morgan Wallen live right now.
Morgan Wallen's really hot right now. I just don't think you're on proper social. You don't follow pop culture enough.
I guess not because Morgan Wallen and Taylor Swift are huge.
36L?
You missed that.
How many letters does it go up to? L? What comes after A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L? There's another one over there that looks big, but we'll talk about it later. I gotta talk to you first. We gotta have a personal conversation. This is crazy. This can't be real. Whose is this? This is not real. Whose is this? Where did this come from? State your name immediately. Nah, this is custom work right here. Oh, this is a 42H. Another 42H.
I didn't know they go that big. Yeah, that's hilarious.
That's like the thing right now on Drake's tour. The trend is if you're at a Drake. Yeah, Drake's tour is the thing that everyone's posting is the girls throwing bras on stage, and it's like big girls, like
Mhm.
like BBWs.
Yeah,
And
yeah, those are
yeah,
some big girls.
yeah, and that's why like
Yeah.
that's the whole thing right now. And he he like all the times when a bra's thrown up, like a video's trending from like the last night's concert. But like supposedly like Beyonce and Rihanna's concerts are like whenever Beyonce and Rihanna tour, you know, like how Taylor Swift's getting all these videos. That's how it is. Like Beyonce, they're like you're going to
Yeah,
like a.
you know what? You're right. I think I've seen Rihanna in like a
It's like
stadium. I think you're right.
yeah. When people go see Beyonce, Rihanna, Taylor Swift, those people they put on a 3-hour Broadway show. They're playing like all their best hits, their latest
Yeah.
album. They have like fucking 100 backup dancers and singers. So like you're literally watching like a full spectacle, like, and it's not like a $50 ticket like a rap concert where you go see like Lil Yachty opened up with like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
no, you're
Polo
going
G.
to where yeah, you know what I mean? Like you're going to see people who like rehearse this tour for like 18 months.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and then they're going around the fucking world. You paid $250 a person and you're going to listen. There's no openers. You're listening to just Beyonce, just Rihanna, just Taylor Swift play every single song for the last 15 years. You know what I mean? That like you could imagine.
Yeah, Taylor's I guess you don't I would want an open. I love opens and concerts.
I think you
don't need an opener.
They probably still do have an opener, but it's like your opener is like I had a friend just go to a Nickelback concert. Guess who opened for Nickelback? Jason Aldean.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Jason
really?
Aldean.
Wow.
Jason Aldean was Nickelback's opener. Like Jason Aldean's fucking huge.
Country, right? Isn't he country?
Yeah, because didn't Nickelback become country? They used to be like rock.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they're now country. Yeah, but
people make fun of old rock Nickelback. It was pretty good.
Yeah, no,
Look
it's
at
not
this
bad.
graph.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look at this graph.
Yeah, so that surprises me a lot. Taylor Swift doesn't surprise me as much. I think for me, it's more price space then, because it's like if I'm at Soldier Field, I probably don't have a great view of all these background dancers, and
no, you do.
Like the whole. But I mean, I get that it's on the jumbotron. I've been to Soldier Field a bunch of times. I'm just saying, like, if I was up in the nosebleeds, that's not my type of venue. Like if I wanted to go to a concert, but that's just me. If I wanted to go to a concert,
my type of venue is January 6th. I'm with a lot of my comrades riled up about to insurrect the Capitol building.
I'm trying to think of
did you see
the
DeSantis?
House of Blues? House of Blues.
Did you see the Orlando Magic donated $500,000 to your man?
You know, I did see. I still don't understand why you think I'm this whatever side that is. It's got because I live in Florida. But yeah, obviously I went. I just got back actually, and then I had to go to the dentist, and so that's why I wasn't here yesterday.
Oh, you were at a rally.
I'm actually a DeSantis.
You're at a rally. You're at a rally.
Family member. No, but the only reason I saw what you're talking about is because Bull Central quoted that is like poverty Mavericks franchise gonna stay poverty. This guy Bull Central, you know Bull Central, he's got like 30-something K on YouTube. He on Twitter is so he's so politically charged. Sometimes if you get him going with the Orlando Magic, it's so funny. He hates you guys. He hates your
NBA. The NBA Player Association condemned the Orlando Magic today for using team funds that were created through the labor of their employees, and that the donation does not represent the players or the employees of the team.
Just yeah. That you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of when Nick says he knows somebody who dated somebody on the Orlando Magic, like a girl who dated saw somebody on the Orlando Magic, and how this was like 2 years ago, and how they were betting on their games. I think this was like the post-COVID year, or it might have been the COVID year where they're
the Orlando Magic were betting on their games.
Yeah, players? Nick said that on the show, and I think it must have been the year after the bubble, because didn't they make the bubble playoffs, which was so cool, by the way.
Have you been? I'm surprised.
The Magic in the playoffs is awesome. I will give you.
Yeah.
It's just cool. They're a cool team.
I don't understand how the NBA hasn't had a gambling issue.
I know, dude. You seeing all this stuff with college right now?
Yeah, I was bringing up that the Iowa State kids.
Yeah, what I heard about the Iowa State
backup. They might go to federal prison for
these are federal charges. Yeah,
these
are federal charges
because they did identity evade, they did identity theft or fraud.
Yeah,
identity fraud. Yeah,
this was this was a non-scholarship, 4-string, 3rd-string kicker using his mom's.
I don't know. Also, the starting quarterback.
Yeah, that's fucked, dude. Betting the under on an Iowa State game makes. I mean, who wouldn't take the under? But
what's it called? That's called. Somebody said it was Reese Davis called it. Betting on the under on your own football game is not gambling. It's no risk. No risk. It's a no risk investment.
It is. Yeah. It's like betting on your favorite team to win the NBA Finals. It's a win-win. Mo Bamba on repeat.
Yeah,
I don't think it's Mo Bamba. He's not 29, bro. All right, Former Phil in the East or in the Central. Oh wait, no, never mind. Maybe Southeast. Is that Jimmy Butler?
No, because of the hair. He is 6'7".
He still got that old ass hair.
And he's 30 or 31.
He's a forward. He's a forward in the Central.
Yeah. Oh,
wow. Nice. What team's he on now?
Cleveland? Yeah.
What a great pickup. Ooh, I think you might be licking your chops here, buddy.
Me?
I see undrafted, and I see the Washington Wizards.
I know.
I don't want to get some shitty ass rank here, man. Kobe Bryant. Oh wait, no. Was Ryan Kelly drafted? Yeah. Dude, I'm gonna get a Lakers undrafted. Austin Reeves would be way too much. Jonathan.
How you spell Jonathan Simmons?
Yeah, I believe so. Was he a Spur? Yeah. He was a Spur, right?
Yeah, he did a great run with the Spurs.
Was he only on the Spurs?
He now plays in China. No, he played with Orlando. He signed a big deal.
Oh.
Wow, 16%.
Bullshit. Yeah, that's so rigged. Dude,
that's rigged
so much.
That's so fucked. Nobody would have remembered Jonathan Simmons.
Yeah. Nobody knows who that is.
That was 2015 to 2017, bro. He's been playing in China for 5 years.
Yeah.
Lakers
undrafted player.
I know.
Well, think about that 2015. Think about when we were in high school, freshmen in high school. Who's that point guard who feasted? Kendall Marshall, was he drafted?
Yeah.
Damn. Good for him. All right, dude. Now I have to look up Kendall Marshall's college stats.
Who's got North Carolina?
Quickly. I just have a feeling he balled out.
I just have a feeling he balled out.
8 points, 10 assists. Fuck. All right. You should be able. Yeah, Davis Bertans. I feel like he might be high, but it's a good one. He probably won't be too high.
Dude, did you know Pablo Prigioni went undrafted in '99?
Wow, really? Good for him. What a career. Was he a Laker?
No.
Who's that fucking big man that we just talked about on the Lakers from that Ryan Kelly era? Yeah, was Zachary drafted?
No, but he's too
popular.
Way,
right?
He's
you
too
think so?
Yeah.
You think Robert Sacre? Who's who would be named Xavier on that team? Xavier. No, it was Xavier. Who's Xavier? You know who I'm talking about?
He was the Xavier Henry.
Yeah, was he a draft pick?
Yes, 4th overall.
4th overall. Xavier Henry went 4th overall. No fucking way. What did this guy average in college?
Wow, yes.
4th overall.
Demario Jones.
Oh, he went 12th overall. Okay, still. Demario. Who is that? I don't even know who that is. Undrafted NBA championship. I say we keep this in the back pocket because we can get a sleeper here. Was Patrick McCaw drafted? He was. Freddie Van Vliet would be pretty popular. James Michael McAdoo. Nice. When the hell did he win? Oh, Golden State?
Yeah.
Forgot he existed. I remember watching him in college. Holy cow.
That took you down memory lane.
Yeah. The Hornets, a Hornet player with a championship. We could be here all day. A Wizard player with a championship. We could be here all day.
I know.
Laker future Laker Hornet would be Kelly Oubre. Who else? Who's the main guy that I'm thinking of? Oh, Gordon Hayward. If this were like a year in advance, because Gordon Hayward's been rumored to the Lakers for 3 years now.
I might try.
You want to try Davis Bertans? I mean, you're the Wizard guy. I'm not.
Nah.
Did Ish wasn't on either of those. Ish has a ring though. Ooh, Ish has a ring, man.
What?
On the Ish Smith has a ring for the Wizards.
That is true.
I'm worried this is gonna be high for no reason.
No,
Thank you. Let's go. Tony Parker, yeah. That's gonna be high because people cheat. I have a feeling. The Hornet championship. The rare feat.
Did Kevin
Caleb almost. Or Cody almost.
What was his name? Johnson? Larry Johnson, everyone won?
I imagine no, because Charlotte's never won.
No, he was on the.
He was with Charlotte for a.
No, he was with the Knicks team that lost.
Oh, damn.
Did Del Curry ever win?
A Charlotte championship. Muggsy never won.
No.
Cody Martin would. There's so many almost Heat players that were old Hornet players that almost won.
I know. Hornets Ish Smith. We could have done that.
Oh, he played on the Hornets. Fuck.
Yeah.
That would have been better. Wow, he's really bounced around, hasn't he? A fucking Charlotte Hornet championship player, dude.
I think I have one.
Oh, this is Lakers Hornets.
Spurs Hornets.
Okay.
That won a championship, right?
No, it's just Spurs Hornet player. Hornet championship would be that box.
Okay,
who
Hornets
is it,
we can do it for either Marco Bellinelli.
Yeah, I like it.
Which one though?
He won a ship with
Spurs.
San.
But
I don't
he played
think.
For the
yeah, I
played
don't
for
think
the Hornets.
I don't think San Antonio's. I don't think he would be that big of a name on that Spurs team that people would think. He played till 2020. Wow, great pick. Dude, how did Jonathan Simmons is going to be our bad one? Insane. Glenn Rice is good.
Dude.
A Charlotte Laker recent player. Gary Neal. Legend. Hall of Famer.
I know.
Spurs Wiz. DeLone Wright never played for the Spurs.
No. I'm trying to think. Wizards players over the years.
You want to try Davis, or you think it would be too high?
Too high. Do you think Ian Mahimi would be too high?
I don't.
Oh. Wait, I know who's the guy.
He played on the Spurs, though? DeJounte Murray. Who the fuck is that? 10%? No
Juan Blair.
I don't even know what it is.
You don't?
No.
Wow.
Well, Mahimi would work for Lakers.
Yeah, no, I knew that. I'm trying to think of anyone in Wizards deals that could have happened.
Rui Hachimura.
I know, but I'm
Troy
trying
Brown
to think
Jr. That's too recent. Who was in that Troy Brown? Wasn't he traded there? Or did the Lakers just scoop him in free agency? Oh, I think he came from Chicago in free agency. Never mind.
I just want to see all their transactions with the Lakers.
Wow. That is the definition of cheating.
No, but I'm saying that fictitiously. That's what I want.
Oh. Yeah, that'd come in handy.
You know who's someone you love that has played for both of them?
Kyle Kuzma.
Jay Huff.
Jay Huff! Holy cow, great one. Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, you're welcome.
PJ Washington Jr. in 1 week when he signs with the Lakers.
That'd be funny.
Man, if they got PJ, fuck.
I'm trying to think of those bad Lakers teams.
I know. I'm thinking high school Lakers.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
No Zeller played.
Did
Zeller didn't play for the Lakers.
Yogi Ferrell never played for either team.
No. Was he just Mavs?
What about Shaquille Harrison? Was he ever on the Hornets? No.
I don't think so.
He bounced around, but I don't think he ever made it to the Hornets.
Yeah.
Same thing with Waba. David Waba.
Yeah. David Waba.
What?
Hornets are hard, man.
Hornets are hard, bro.
Who is on Dennis Smith Jr.'s?
Did Antonio Blakely ever make it on either of those teams? No, he was just the Bulls, right?
I think, yeah, all I remember the Bulls. I think he went to Portland maybe after Chicago. Yeah, this is a tough one.
Well, it's not tough in the sense that there's guys we can do, but oh my God, I know who to do. Jeremy Lin.
Yeah, that's going to be high for no reason.
7%.
Is it not high? 7%? Nice. Damn,
Crossover grid.
Top 1,000.
Yeah, almost top 1,000.
Michael Jordan. 72.
So we ended up in the 5th percentile, right? Or, yeah, our score.
I'm not good with math.
I feel like, wait, is the percentage supposed to be higher or lower?
It's a good question. I think probably lower. Low, because I think that's the total of all of our, of all the percents.
Yeah,
the dream is to have it below 10. Only single digit. I guess the dream would be only 0.0 blanks.
No, I got you.
Fred VanVleet.
That was a hard one.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one.
But right there, they're the one that they're showing. They have old guys in the 30s. Did you see that?
Oh, really? I only saw MJ at 72 or whatever he was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. High percentages.
Yeah.
So are we supposed to be getting high percentage guys or low percentage?
No, you want low.
That's what I thought.
Low. Yeah.
All right.
I think
was
those were the
today's-
most commons that they were showing. There's this guy I follow on Twitter. He's a Blazers fan, and he always is in like the top 10. I guarantee you he's cheating. I mean, if he's
It has
watching
to.
this, I hope you're not. But like, I think this is a kid slightly younger than us. There's just
Probably.
no shot that you're getting top 10 every time without like. I mean, some of these are players that you would never. know.
I agree. Dude, I gotta take a shit. So I'm
I
like,
do too. Can't lie.
so have a good one, guys. Till Monday. Peace out.
That's it.